Good night. There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. Thank you very much. Be careful. Good night, Wotton. Good night, Christchurch, East Central.
All right.
Let me first thank Dwight Sutherland, who has adopted me, I would say, as a candidate for the Barbados Labour Party for this constituency. Dwight has given me tremendous support as a youngster himself, because it's important, ladies and gentlemen, that we start to demonstrate leadership. And whilst Dwight is not that much older than I am, he's senior to me, and I respect that. And one of the things that we in the Barbados Labour Party has always been strong on is leadership. And being a leader does not always mean that you are in front. You must be prepared to listen, take stock, and then take action. And I thank Dwight, because as a young MP, certainly he has already traveled the road, and it's a road that I also want to travel successfully. Now, as you've heard all night, there are issues not just in this constituency, but also across this country. And so I just want to take a few minutes to introduce myself personally to the people of Wotton and to the people of Christchurch East Central. I have been a candidate now for just over 2 years. And I've done so because I have benefited fully from all that Barbados have had to offer me and persons like myself. Now, I grew up with my grandmother in Bank Hall, which, as any of you would know, Bank Hall is really no different from Wotton or any of the communities across this constituency. My grandmother used to sell newspapers at the bottom of King Street. And I can tell you, throughout my lifetime, I have never seen anyone stretch a dollar like how my grandmother stretched a dollar. And I have always wondered, how is it that my grandmother was able to do these things growing up in the way that I did? How she was always able, though we were poor, to always reach out and share with those who were less fortunate than ourselves. So I grew up with people around us, living with us periodically from time to time for extended periods, because that's the example that my grandmother taught me, that you do what you can for as long as you can. And with that, no expectation of anything in return. That is what my grandmother taught me. And so, as I've grown up, I have tried to emulate what my grandmother taught me as a boy, that you just help people. And so, having benefited from all that Barbados has had to offer me, ladies and gentlemen, I can say to you tonight that I am ready to serve the people of Wotton, I'm ready to serve the people of Christchurch East Central, and I'm ready to serve the people of Barbados. We are at an important juncture in this country. Very important. And I want all the residents of Wotton to hear me clearly. Even though this country appears to be in a mess, it smells like one, it looks like one, it feels like one. I want you to understand that out of every mess, there are opportunities. Opportunities that we now must grasp. But in order to do so, you must feel as if you will have a chance to grasp those opportunities. And as we move forward, not just in this campaign, but certainly after the election, to rescue Barbados, I want each and every one of you in your homes listening tonight, those of you who have come out, those of you who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, to understand that I am here. The Barbados Labour Party is here. And under the leadership of Mia Amor Morty, we will rescue this country and put Barbados back where it belongs. We shall do so systematically. We shall fix each problem as they arise. But the people of Barbados must first give themselves a chance by ensuring that on election day, whenever it is called, that you go to the polls and vote Ryan Straughn, you go to the polls and vote Adrian Ford, Wilfred Abrams, William Duguid, and Ralph Thorne. Because Christchurch right now is under siege. A significant lack of representation in Christchurch. Significant. 4 ministers of government, but yet young people in Christchurch cannot see or even conceive of opportunities to move forward. But I want to assure the residents of Wotton that your issues will be addressed. Because in order to ensure that this economy grows and opportunities are presented to ordinary Barbadians like me. Because the man that you see here tonight, I'm not here by accident. I'm here because 20 years ago, I was able to attend the University of West Indies. Free, as we would say. I have had the benefit of the best education that Barbados has ever offered. And in so doing, it gave me the opportunity to come here tonight and say to you that I know what we need to do to fix this economy. That the Barbados Labour Party knows what to do to fix this economy. And so therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you have a clear choice. Clear choice. You've had 10 years of the worst economic management, fiscal management, social management, every type of management. Bad, poor. And it manifests itself on the South Coast. Poor management. Now these things affect every single Barbadian. Every single Barbadian. Now whilst we may not have sewage flowing up here in Wotton and across Christchurch East Central, some of you work on the South Coast. You may have friends that work on the South Coast. You may even have businesses on the South Coast. But the reality is this: we are all affected by that. I believe that the Democratic Labour Party's delay in addressing those issues right now is the most serious threat to the livelihood of every Barbadian. Because right now, the tourists that are here are the ones who cannot get a refund on their bookings. And the longer they take to fix that problem down there, the likelihood of people booking to come here next year is low. And that affects each and every one of us. Not immediately, but certainly in time to come. And as a representative, one of the things that you have to ensure that you do is to look out for the interests of people. Not just in the moment, but look ahead and try to avoid those things that would affect your people negatively. That is what representation is. But I want to bring it back a little closer to home. As I canvass Wotton, I listen to the residents here in the housing area. And people have said to me, or brought to my attention, the issues with the electrical wiring. And as I canvass from block to block to block to block, periodically you hear the same thing over and over and over and over. Until I got a sense that, you know what, this thing is pretty serious. So I did my research and recognized that the issues that were taking place at Haynesville, I realized Wotton and Haynesville built at the same time. So I came back to the residents again and I inquired. So I took it upon myself, as any representative should do. And I wrote the National Housing Corporation to say, look, these residents are having issues with the electrical wiring. And as you well know, there were a number of fires at Haynesville last year, 5 to be precise. So I said, look, I believe the way to solve this problem is to have the electrical engineering department conduct a series of electrical inspections to ensure what is the exact condition of the electrical wiring in these units, and then set about a plan of action to remedy the situation. Now, I got a response from the NHC, which was interesting because when I spoke to every resident told me that they called the NHC and the matters were reported to the maintenance department. But the response from the NHC said, thank you for bringing these matters to their attention. It has been referred to the maintenance department. But if I know of anybody who have issues with their wiring, let them know. Now, I want you to understand what is happening here very clearly. Very clearly. You have been promised ownership of these units. And part of the condition is to ensure that when they hand it over, that they are fit for purpose. Now, of course, the government would like you to forget that that's what they promised to deliver. They would like you to forget that. But I want you to understand something here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There's a clear and present danger as it relates to electrical issues in these housing units. They have to be fixed. People are living in fear. And we cannot have a situation where citizens of this country, no matter where they are. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something here again tonight. The Barbados Labour Party will fix these problems. We will face these problems. Because your peace of mind as a citizen is important to me. But you know what was the funny thing? The current member of parliament accused me of scaremongering. If he came in here and he spoke to any of the residents in these units, they will tell him the same thing that they told me. The people are scared. The only monger is him. These are serious times, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very serious. On another occasion, I will speak about the neglect with respect to the wells on the other side. But I want to say a few things to the young people in this constituency. But before that, I wanted to make it abundantly clear. When I speak about young people and the focus that we will place on young people, I don't want mature persons to feel left out. Because the catalyst for turning this economy around lies with the young people. As I said earlier, things are a mess in this country. You have garbage issues here in Wotton. Year after year after year, even the garbage here, the bin in the corner there now is falling apart. The garbage on a daily basis is scattered in this community. Scattered. It's nasty, unsightly. But I am saying to the residents of Wotton that we, together, we are going to introduce a recycling program for the residents of Wotton. But this is not just going to be a recycling program to say that we're recycling. This recycling program will generate jobs for the young people in this area. Because recycling is big business. So we are going to turn an unsightly problem into an opportunity for young people in this area. So that rather than walk around on a daily basis seeing garbage thrown about the streets, we are now going to make some money out of this garbage. Now, the mechanism for doing that, ladies and gentlemen, lies with creating the policy environment to allow these young people to deal with these things. Recycling is the solution to some of these problems. And so I want to see the day when the young men and women in this area take ownership for the management of the garbage situation in this area. And in time, hope that it spreads across the rest of the constituency. Because these are some of the opportunities that will help turn the tide in terms of the psyche for young people in this area. The pavilion, when you pass it on a daily basis, on a nightly basis, is closed. We are going to introduce a number of programs in this constituency that will utilize all of the public spaces that we have available to us to ensure that our young people have the opportunity to be trained in some of the latest technologies. One of the programs that I will introduce for young people will be a series of camps that will focus on ensuring that they know how to program computers. I want to make sure that young people in this constituency, rather than just using apps on tablets, that they are the ones creating the apps, earning the money from each download, creating the content so that they can earn a living. And somewhere along the line, some young person, not just in Wotton, but from Christchurch East Central, will develop one of these apps or games or software and, God willing, sell it for a few $1 million. And once they do that, I know that they will transform the lives of their family and that of the friends around them. Because I know the benefit of what investing in people looks like. I am the beneficiary of the investment of ordinary Barbadians, of the ordinary Barbadian taxpayer. And so that pavilion down there will deliver a number of programs to young people that will expose them to all that we have to offer globally. Because these young people will indeed be growing up in a truly technological era. And whilst my opponent has a phobia for technology, we now have to expose our young people, not just in Wotton, but in Kingston and Lodge Road and all the other areas around this constituency, and indeed across this country, to all the benefits that technology can offer, because they will be able to drive some of the solutions for this country going forward. And so every day, I want to have as many young people as possible engaged in one hour of coding, because it takes time to get these skills and get it right. Not everybody will be a computer programmer, but somebody's going to design, somebody's going to develop the concept, somebody's going to develop the animation. And through that collaboration, young people in this country and in this constituency will have the benefit of reaching out globally and earning a living way beyond the shores of Barbados. We have it within us to do these things, ladies and gentlemen. And so that pavilion down there will be a hive of activity. Because over the last 15 years, there has not been a program introduced to any of the constituents in this area to improve the lot of the young people. And I want you to understand something. Regardless of whether they become computer programmers or engage in any of the other activities, whether it's music, film, video, the arts, these are life skills that they will take with them throughout their lives. They will become better citizens. Because my primary objective is this: I cannot wait for the education system to change or to catch up. So these programs that we are going to introduce will be geared at specifically allowing these young people to have options, real options, when they leave school. Because it is these options that will keep them off the streets, that will keep them away from harm, and down a path of productivity and responsible citizens. This economy will not recover unless we give the young people a chance to participate at a level where they are earning much more than their grandparents did. Because as soon as they are able to enter the workforce, each household, each unit, the income will rise. And these are the things that we have to do now to ensure that the fortunes of the people in Wotton are turned around, and that we can start feeling a sense of pride in this country again. Young people are the key. They're the key to the future. And so therefore we must now invest in them. So I'm asking each and every one of you to give your support in whatever way you can, because we cannot do it alone. We cannot do it alone. It will not happen overnight. But if you walk with me, you partner with me, we are going to turn the fortunes around, not just in Wotton, not just in Kingston, not just in Regency Park, not just in Vauxhall, not just in Edie Village, not just in Lodge Road, not just in Durance, and the other areas. We will turn around Barbados, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. The Barbados Labour Party is investing in young people, ladies and gentlemen. Young people. And I am thankful to be here tonight to say to you, as an economist, we all now have an opportunity to move forward with a sure footing if we make the right decision on election day. On election day. Because you must give yourselves a chance. Give your families a chance. A chance to ensure that the wealth that you've already started to generate can be passed on. And passed on with a peace of mind to the next generation. But I want to say something to the young people as well. As I said to you earlier, my grandmother was the best economist I ever knew. And one of the lessons I believe that young people need to learn and execute, and learn fast, is to learn how to save. Because it is that saving is what will allow you to take advantage of the assets that you will inherit. Learn from your grandparents, young people. Because in order for you to move forward, you must be able to use whatever assets you have at your availability. Display the same discipline that your grandparents would have displayed to ensure that you now can take advantage of the opportunities that will lie ahead. We are Barbados. We have been made to believe that we cannot do any better. But I know different. I know very, very different. This country is yet to see its best days. Is yet to see its best days. I know it does not feel so right now. But I want each and every one of you to understand. We will abolish the payment of tuition fees at the University of West Indies, not just because we say so, but because it is the most important thing that affects the fortunes of young people in this country. You heard Cody earlier tonight speak about the cascading impact of how people who dropped out of university have gone to BCC, who then would have competed with people with lesser number of CXCs, who then would have gone on to SJPP. A downward cascading effect, which has been horrible for young people in this country. Horrible. And this was done by none other than the Member of Parliament for this area. So he could not have cared about the young people, far less the country, when they failed to listen to the advice given in 2012. Because I want each and every one of you to understand, the focus is not about the University of the West Indies. It's about the whole slew of educational opportunities that would have been affected negatively by that policy. Because the guy that would, or girl that would go to SJPP now cannot go. There's no place for them. And you know what they say? The devil makes work for idle hands. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you in Wotton, whilst we in the Barbados Labour Party will be busy fixing the economy, I want to assure you that I'm going to keep the young people of Wotton and the surrounding areas busy, progressing, acquiring skills to develop the confidence, the competence to deal with a technology-driven world. Because this is what is important for the future development of this country. I want to see the day, as I said earlier, where some youngster develops something fantastic, such that each and every young person in this community recognizes that they too can develop something special, that you can create businesses out of these opportunities. Because this is what Barbados now requires. And I want all of you to say to all of the young people in this community, Ryan Straughn has got your back. Because in 15, 20 years' time, one of the young people from this area should be coming after me. Because that is what succession, you invest in people. And when they're ready, you step aside and let somebody new move in. We are at a serious juncture, ladies and gentlemen. Do not allow anybody to convince you that better cannot be done. Because once we work together and work hard, we must be the beneficiaries of whatever good comes of that hard work. These are the things that we must now instill once again in our young people, that they must understand that there is benefit in working hard. Bill Gates didn't get where he is today by accident. He worked hard. The guys that own Google, they work hard. All successful people work hard. But you must stay committed, focus, and ensuring that you reach your objective. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. And the same is true for fixing the economy. Over the last 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, I can say to you, the policies that have been introduced by the Democratic Labour Party have been a constraint and a stranglehold to economic growth and prosperity in this country. As I've canvassed around Wotton and the surrounding areas, I have seen the neglect. Seen the neglect. People are struggling when they don't need to. They don't. But you have a government who will convince you that they ain't got no money. Collected more money than any government in the history of Barbados in taxes. Over $22 billion in taxes. Let me repeat that. $22 billion in taxes. I'm not sure that we understand what that means, you know. $22 billion in taxes and counting. So you ask yourself, how much more money they want? I am convinced, absolutely convinced, that Ronald Jones and the other members that constitute this government, they do not care about the people of Barbados. They do not care. You have a situation right here in Wotton. As I said, this man was the president of the Barbados Football Association.
Yes, yes, yes,
He was the president of the Barbados Football Association. And not one young man from this area has secured a semi-professional contract, a professional contract, no part of the world. Now, one of the things that he brags about is that he sponsors some football teams. No, I sponsor a team too.
Yes, you did.
Yes, they did go to the finals.
They went finals, right?
But I want people to understand that this guy had the connections, the contacts, the know-how
Yes, true.
to have serious programs in this constituency and even across Christchurch that would have given young men and women who were interested in football a real chance of playing international football. I would have loved to have seen playing Champions League somebody from Wotton or Lord Road or Silver Hill or Gordon through some programs that he might have introduced here.
The only thing he did was to hug up that water.
I ain't in that. I ain't in that. We dealing with the substance here. Substance. So he comes and he hold a little soccer around and go to food trophies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, want to understand, if you are not prepared to go to the lengths of your capabilities to ensure that young people have opportunities, could you imagine what would have done to families in this area if you had 3 or 4 youngsters who would have made it professionally play football? What that would have done to their families, their livelihoods, their friends, and the inspiration that would have given a lot of the other young men in this area. I've spoken to so many young men around here who love football. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love football. But yet no program. None. 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 But we shall change that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know anything about football. I played a little piece when I was at school. But the reality is this. We will expose the young men and women of this country and this constituency to all the sporting opportunities that we have available that we can marshal. Because the interest of this country now lies in making sure that young people are able to grasp any opportunity that they can. Any opportunity. Because investing in these young people will turn the fortunes of families. And if you turn the fortune of families, you turn the fortunes of communities. And if you turn the fortunes of communities, you turn the fortunes of the country. Under Mia and more markedly, ladies and gentlemen, our public policy will be geared at turning the fortune of families, turning the fortune of communities, turning the fortune of this country. And as I leave you tonight, I want to say this. I absolutely admire Mia and more Marley.
Yes.
100%.
Yes, man.
She has been working tirelessly since I entered active politics. I see her moving around this country day after day after day after day, concerned about the lives of all Barbadians. You name it, she knows it. I don't know how she does it. I don't know where she gets the energy from. I really don't know. But Mia is prepared to work on behalf of every single one of you. And under her leadership, I am prepared to go further to work on each and every one of your behalf. And the team of the Barbados Labour Party, under her leadership, will go beyond the call of duty to make sure that this country can recover economically, fiscally, socially, mentally, and psychologically, because we are Barbados. And under the right leadership, we will recover. We will be successful. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you, when you go to the polls on election day, because they got to call it, they got to call it, they back themselves in a corner. Right now they're hiding like termites. Termites in the cabinet, eating away at the soul of Barbados. So all I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, you know what he's doing, termites? Not kill, fumigate. Electorally. Electoral fumigation, ladies and gentlemen. Because they do not care about me, you, your family, your friends, nobody. So when the election is called, I want you to get out there and support the candidate in your area. I want you to support me. I want to support Dwight. I want to support John. All the candidates of the Barbados Labour Party. Because make no mistake, the Barbados Labour Party is the only answer to changing the fortunes of this country. And under the leadership of Mayor Amor Mortley, I can assure you, we are ready to serve the people of this country. And on election day, you go in your numbers, you vote for the Barbados Labour Party, and make sure that we move this country to a new level to save this country. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. Good night. God bless you. Vote for the Barbados Labour Party. Good night.